Steph Hodge of BoardGameGeek here with Mutar Eckert from Academy Games, and we get to look at a new coming soon Kickstarter, One Small Step.
Yes, this is our newest historical Euro game. It's a worker placement Euro game.
Cool.
And it'll be hitting Kickstarter on July 16th, which is 50 years after the Apollo 11 mission launched to land men on the moon.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, and of course this is about the space race. You get to play as either the Soviet Union or the United States Space Agency.
Oh.
And what's really unique about it is it's a team worker placement game. I can't think of one other team worker placement game out there. They're either cooperative or competitive.
That's right. Nothing comes to mind.
Yep.
So that sounds really interesting and new. Cool.
So
yeah, tell me a little bit about like what we're doing with generally before.
So if we're playing on a team, we're playing against one or two other players, and we could be one or two players on one team.
Okay.
So if we're playing together, you would be controlling one pair of our types of workers. Those are our engineers. I would have our administrators.
Okay.
When it's our turn, we have to decide which one of us is going to be placing our worker next. Because if you place your worker, it has a different effect depending on whether you're placing an engineer or an administrator. So we're not only blocking our opponent's action.
Can we talk about it?
Oh yeah, we're fully cooperative.
All right. Well, yeah, but sometimes you got to be quiet about things and just say, well.
Oh yeah, we might want to not always give away our plans.
Right.
But we're not just blocking our opponents be able to take that space. I'm also preventing you to use, or you're preventing me from using my worker to use the alternative action.
Yes.
So that's where all the teamwork strategy, and we're trying to combo our actions to do that.
I love comboing actions.
Yeah.
So
I just want to quickly add, this is our prototype board.
Yeah, it's all
the board's
prototype.
much bigger. It's all symbology, language independent. So we're just trying to give people an idea of what the game's going to be like.
Perfect. So can you walk me through like a turn? I mean, we did the worker placement thing.
So we have our player boards here that go through the phase of the game. Starting out, you're going to have some missions in your countdown queue. You have T-1, T-2. At the beginning, they all slide down.
Launch.
Then you're going to replenish any permanent resources you've used.
Okay.
And then you're going to be able to decide, do I want to prepare for any other missions? And you can decide if they're going to be satellite missions or the much more difficult manned missions. But you have time to plan to see what resources you're going to need to succeed at them.
But then we're going to hit a launch.
At launch, yeah.
And what if we don't meet it?
Then you're going to get some media penalties and sometimes VP. So what's really cool is you're placing your workers on the map. You're also placing them on your cards. It gives an instant bonus. And then when we get our workers back, you're also drafting this card into your hand.
Nice.
Again, every action has multiple effects that you can try to combo together. Then during the play the card phase, you can choose to purchase these with the resources you've gotten from your worker placement to develop your agency more. And you're doing this to gather resources so that you can launch these missions. Every mission has 2 tiers of success. The first tier gives you these rewards for having these symbols.
That's a lot more than the second tier.
Yeah, but you have, if you have all of them, you get both.
Oh, really?
Yes. So you always, it's kind of a push your luck element. Do I want to try to go for 2 missions in one round?
Oh no.
Maybe just try to get 2 the minor
Basic
successes.
Ones. Yeah, minor. Yes.
Or try to get both major, or only try to do one hard one. We're going for a major. So it's a really fun, unique Euro game with some familiar worker placement elements, with a lot of cool new features like the team play. And in the end, you're trying to launch missions to progress along the moon path to eventually place your flag on the moon, which ends the game. Doesn't necessarily mean you won the game though. Because who gets the most victory points is the person who did the most to develop humanity's knowledge base to actually succeed at landing the moon. Because they gleaned a lot from what each other agency was doing. Because by the Soviets launching a living creature into space, all of a sudden the Americans knew that was actually possible. Before that, they didn't know.
Nobody
it was only
knew.
Theoretical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds really interesting. I love that you're working with the cards that you're dealt here to try and make it work with the cards you're given here.
Yep.
And the worker placement, I love it. It sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
So you could also play 1v1?
Yeah, you can play 1v1 or 1v2,
Okay.
or of course a 2v2, which makes it perfect for introducing players who are new to Euro games.
Yeah, so you can work together.
Yeah, and teach them. They don't need to know all the in-depth or have the previous experience that sometimes a Euro game needs for other, and it's great for kids.
That is really cool.
So, yeah.
So this again is coming July 16th.
Yep.
The anniversary.
Yeah.
The launch of Apollo. So one small step. We get to look for that in a few weeks. Coming soon.
Then I also want to announce that we're also doing the 4X board game for the Stellaris video game.
Cool.
Yeah. So this is going to be, it's Stellaris, for the people that don't know, is a very popular 4X video game. And we're doing the 4X board game version of it that we're calling Stellaris Legacy.
That sounds like
Yeah.
another space game.
Yeah.
We all love space games, so this is very exciting.
Yeah, and we're really excited, and we hope you check us out on BGG.
Yeah.
And we'll constantly be posting new information about
Both
these
these.
two games as we lead up to the Kickstarters for them.
Sounds great. Well, we'll look for it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.